So in this illustration, we will be looking at the vulnerability named as SSRF, server-side request forgery. It is a kind of attack which manipulates the web server to send the traffic to a location which is of unintended use. Let me explain it with an example. The attacker sends an HTTP request with an SSRF payload to the web application. The server processes the SSRF request and triggers the malicious request to the internal servers. The internal servers then return the sensitive user data back to the web application and thus flowing it to the hacker again, which results in the stealth of sensitive user data using an SSRF payloads. Let me give you another example. Let's say the hacker is sending a malicious payload to this server and using this server's IP address and its authenticity, it's trying to get the private data of this third server, and the logged in IP in the logs or in the IDS of this system would come of this particular website, whereas the attacker would not be recognized. So SSRF is a very dangerous vulnerability which sits on the priority 2 and priority 3 of the bug bounty programs. We will learn more about it in the practical examples. So hello everyone. In this lab, we are going to practice the server-side request forgery attack. We will go step by step to make you understand how it works. So, being a bug hunter, we want to get the admin privileges of this particular account. We know when we will put a backslash onto this URL and type admin, that might go on to an admin account which we are not able to access or get into. But we will try this. When we write in admin, it won't allow us the access to get onto the admin account. See, admin interface only available if logged in as administrator or if requested from loopback. This gives us a hint that we can use the SSRF attack to log in as administrator or delete any user. So let's see how we will do this. For doing this, I would recommend to clear the HTTP history first. Once we clear it, we will go to the view details section. And there is a functionality known as check stock. Let me clear it before we do any work so as to get a better understanding how we need to exploit it. Once I click on the check stock, there are a variety of responses it loaded. This is the first response. So, this is the stock API. API is a link which forces the website to see what is the stock of this particular product ID. Now, think logically what we need to access. We don't know the IP address of this particular web application, but we know the admin users can log into a particular website using the admin panel and using the local host. So what we would do is we would take this request to the repeater to study it further. So it is in an encoded form, so we would delete this and in place of this we would put in this. Let me elaborate it and explain it to you. What we are trying to do is we are using this particular request of the website itself to load a admin panel using an API. When we click on send and we render this response, we are able to see this thing. Now we can do this per task. We are into the admin panel. You can click onto the show response in browser, copy, and you can click on paste. See, you got the admin panel. Either you can delete it from here, but in some cases you are only able to use the admin panel using this code. So how can you delete the username from here? So what we will do is we will put a backslash. What we need to do is we need to delete this thing. We will write delete. So where the users is equal to Carlos, right? You can access this thing here. So it says missing parameter username. That means it doesn't use the parameter users, it uses the parameter username, where the username is Carlos. 302 found, and when we refresh this, it says congratulations, because the Carlos user is deleted by using this particular request. You can manually delete it from here also, right? So this is an example of basic SSRF attack where we use the response of the website itself to look out for an admin panel which is hosted locally onto this website. We will talk more about it in the coming examples. So in this lab, we will talk about how to do an advanced SSRF to locate the admin panel onto a particular website. Let's see how we need to do this. Firstly, we will try to get access of the admin panel by changing the directory. Once we change the directory, we will try this thing. It says not found, that the admin directory is not directly available. We don't have the right credentials to be supplied out here for the demo account. So the hacker mentality says test everything you see in your way. So what we will do is we will clear the HTTP history out here. We will clear the history, right? And we see a variety of products out here. We will click on view details. Once we clicked on the view details thing, what we need to do is we will scroll it down and see there is a check stock functionality. We will click on it and we can see there is a parameter known as stock API. It gives us an IP address. When you hold it, you will see a lot of information about it. It says this is the IP address 192.168.0.1 and the port is 8080. So many of you will think, why can't we access this particular API by using the previous method? Let me test this thing out. What we did previously was localhost, but this time the admin panel isn't really hosted on the local host. Okay, so when we do this, it says a 500 an internal server error. So we know a specific IP address this website is working on. It is possible that the admin panel is present on to some another subnet. What we will do is we will write 192.168.0.1 port number 8080 and we want to find the admin panel. Okay, so we can do this process manually or we can automate this. We can change this manually, but it would take a lot of time to do this thing. So what we need to do is we would send this to intruder and clear all the previous payloads and just set the payload to this last octet. And then we will go to the payloads. We will use numbers. We want this thing to go up to 255 and the step to be 1. And we will start the attack. What it will do, it will change the octet numbers. And once we get a response 200, that means we find the right octet which contains the admin panel itself. So it tested for us till 45. See, we got a 200 response. That means we got the right subnet the admin panel is located on. We will send this to repeater, and once we send it, it says 200 and we are able to get an admin panel. We will click response to browser, copy, and we will open it here. Always remember, the show response in browser URL would copy in a Firefox which is configured with the burp suite. You can delete it from here, or you can delete it in the exact same way you did last time. See, we are not able to delete it directly from here because we aren't the real owners of this thing. So I have told you how we can delete this. We can write admin. What we basically want to do is we will write delete where the username is equal to Carlos. Send, we'll click on send. Congratulations, you have deleted the user Carlos. We won't be able to see the changes because we are using the SSRF vulnerability to get into the admin panel and using his privileges. This was all for SSRF, which stands for Server Side Request Forgery. Hope you guys get it. Thank you.